Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Extremely Casual Gamers podcast with Ellie, Chris, and Guy. This is a casual gaming podcast for the everyday gamer. And on today's show, there's been a wet dream. No, is that right? No, there hasn't.
What a way to start.
No, sorry. There's been a dream in one of your heads about the other one. Is that right?
I had a dream about one of you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And it's got nothing to do with gaming, but it's, one of those vivid dreams where you wake up and it takes you a while to realize whether or not it was real.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of those.
Love
Just for the
it.
listeners, Guy was staring directly at me the whole time he was speaking just then.
Nice. Also, I've got a funny story about Sam playing a game, and I did get your feedback on this. So we'll chat about that shortly.
Sam being your partner.
Sorry, partner Sam.
Yeah.
Yes, he was on the VR, and a hilarious reason he had to quit the game. Chris, you've also got some anecdotes, don't you?
Don't set me up to underwhelm by saying that. Do have some anecdotes, including we're going to address the PlayStation State of Play that went out. The same day as our podcast went out. We tried to sort of preview what was on it. We'll do that a little later on. Yeah.
Okay, love it. And of course, we've got gaming news and listener feedback. We'll firstly jump into some listener feedback, but I just wanted to play off. We've had our first listener submission to be our little listener feedback sweeper. So I'm just going to play this here.
Right. So this is the thing that we're going to. Is this every week we play this one?
No, I think we'll just play it as a one-off, and we're encouraging people to do their own.
Yes.
If they want.
If they want
and
to.
because we're low effort at the moment, Ellie is playing this off her phone into the microphone.
So
Yeah.
we'll try not to talk.
So I'm very sorry to Sean Vandermerwe for not having the audio as crisp as what it was sent, but here it goes.
And gentlemen, gamers of all skill levels, it's that time again. You asked, you raged, you praised, and now we're listening. Welcome to Listener Feedback, where your thoughts take center stage, and guiding us through the chaos, the fun, and maybe even a few hot takes. It's your favorite trio of button mashers, Ellie, Chris, and Guy. So buckle up, grab your snacks, and let's dive into what you had to say right here on Extremely Casual Gamers. It's Listener Feedback.
Holy
That's
What an
better than
intro.
ours. Yeah.
That was amazing.
Thanks, Sean.
So I've got to say, first thing, maybe tighten it up a wee bit. Imagine if every segment had a sting that was that long. Our
I love
podcast
it.
would be over an hour. That
was so cool.
the production quality on that was amazing.
It was, yeah.
And great voice as well.
It
Sean.
was, yeah.
People think, everyone's got a voice, but you actually sound great.
You do. You
Confident,
do. So
yeah.
thank you for that. Guy, I'll cross over to you now.
Yeah, I've got to make sure that my listener feedback is
better be good.
matches that level. It's just a couple ones today. This one's from Jimmy Sharp. He posted it in the Extremely Casual group for Extremely Casual Gamers Facebook group this morning.
Good on you, Jimmy.
Jimmy's got some feedback indeed. Loved the most recent episode and the expansion was great. Now, he's referring to Brie Thomasell, who we had on the podcast start of this week, our first proper guest, and lots of good feedback about Brie. Lots of people thought it was a great episode.
And also, considering it was our first ever interview,
I
was very impressed with how it sounded. I listened to it midweek, and I think we did a good job of, not just reading questions off a piece of paper and genuinely being, making it conversational.
Adding a fourth voice as well. It's not much talking over each other.
Well, that's actually the hardest part. People don't realize when they start a podcast and they've never really done any broadcasting.
It's really hard to not talk over
you just
someone.
talk over
I
the
know,
top
I
and it
agree
sounds
with
like an
that,
absolute shambles. So not doing that with four people is I was stoked with the result.
Yeah. Jimmy continues, looking forward to hearing more from future guests. Good range of questions and very understandable and relatable in terms of what was discussed. Good on you, Guy, for doing the upcoming marathon. Half marathon, but
Hey, we'll take
claim it. I've just gotten into some decent exercise, so hopefully I can achieve that one day as well. Chris, well done for getting off Facebook. Sometimes we will need to get away from an environment that at times can be very toxic. Good to step away from a bit. It's not toxic on the Extremely Casual group for Extremely Casual Gamers podcast.
No, as I said, it was just like in what is it? Muscle memory mode where you just flick across and open the app without even thinking, and all of a sudden you're on Facebook.
Yeah. And finally, excellent to have you back, Ellie. You sound refreshed and good to hear pep in your voice. Good to have a break to rest, recharge, and help that mental health. I've just gotten back from a week off as well and saw this sign, so had to take a picture. Looking forward to the next pod. Now, the picture that he posted was a street sign here in New Zealand, in the centre of the North Island, Abel Tasman Park, pointing to a area. Like a tourist spot called Harwood's Hole.
Yes, I thought I could feel someone up there.
Yeah.
Is it a tourist spot, is it?
Well, it's a place.
So many visitors that they had to put a sign up. Jesus.
So many people want to visit Harwood's Hole.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good.
And the other bit of feedback comes from James Godden. Now, this is the second post that he's done with his kids in the Facebook group, and it's so cool. So they've got a Stardew Valley cookbook.
Yes, I've got that
and
one.
they're
cool.
going through the recipes from the game Stardew Valley, and trying these recipes out to see if they're actually any good.
Yeah.
So he'll put up photos of just him and his kids smiling in the kitchen, holding the recipe, and like photos of them cooking it.
That is
So
cool.
cute.
So they did one last week, but the most recent one was Stardew Valley Seafoam Pudding. Tell me what you think. It was interesting. Fish, rice, squid ink, and lots of seasoning. I have lots of leftovers to eat for the next 3 days. Next stop, strange bun.
What? Why did you choose seafoam pudding? So you're like, oh, which one should we make? A nice easy one. And yep,
Well, it's
squid
only
ink.
got four ingredients.
Squid ink. You gotta go milk a squid, guy, to make it.
Yeah,
That is amazing.
Fish, rice, squid ink, and lots of seasoning.
Jeepers.
I can't imagine that going down very well. But James Godden, thank you so much for doing that for us. I'm genuinely interested to know what strange bun is.
Yes.
If it's got some sort of ink from some sort of sea creature, maybe.
Yeah, I don't think I've come across that before.
But it's really cool that they do that and they post it on the page. So if you want to get involved, ECG for ECG, or hit us up on our Instagram, Extremely Casual Gamers Podcast.
That's right.
Nice.
Unfortunately, I haven't been across the group for the last couple of weeks. Anything else you want to mention happening in
yeah,
there?
was there something else, Guy, that you posted in that group this week that you wanted to cover off?
I mean, obviously I did, but I genuinely, for the life of me, can't remember.
The following people are dead to me. Guy Mansell for making a post calling me a stinky butthead, thinking that that I would not see it. I still have Facebook on my computer.
Yeah.
The next person who's dead to me, Ellie Harwood, for calling me a completionist C-word.
That's right.
Don't hold back.
I forgot about it. Yeah, I did a post saying, hey guys, because Chris has deleted Facebook, he's not going to see this. Let's all talk about how much of a stinky butthead he is.
It was fun.
I haven't finished my list of people who are dead to me. Rory, Reese Plain, Thomas White, Chris Serene, Alison Sinnott, Alan Spring, Rachel Morgan, Katarina Smith, Chris Riddler, Muckle Morris, Ethan Dalton, Jordan Edwards, Sean Coburn Nickel, Emma Pinches, Julia Wittitz, Schnegg, Rangi Christie, Daniel Hoey, Georgia Benjamin, Jared Choi, Paula Hampton, Jory McDougall, Daniel Simons, Nick Brabin, Ollie Mounsey, Paul Craze Jr., Jordan Tenney. You guys are all dead to me as well.
Yeah, but
Wow.
you can't say that because like
That's
They
like the
all
whole group.
there's so many day one listeners in that group.
Well, they shouldn't have laugh reacted. I'm a very petty person.
I love it.
Stinky butthead.
Stinky
That's the
butthead.
toxic stuff that made me switch off Facebook, guys.
All right, now it's time for some gaming news.
news.
Who's going first?
Oh, shall I jump in first, eh?
You go
Go on
first.
then.
Alrighty, let me just get it up on my phone here. Hello,
Well, if you're going to
hello.
offer to go first,
Sorry, no, I
and you don't even have the article up.
Sorry,
on
I've got
your
it.
phone. Okay.
I've got it. Okay, sorry. Ubisoft, Montreal specifically, are facing backlash because they've included a Māori character in their game, which is cool. It's Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. On Monday, they added a character called Hapai Roora. What? Oh my goodness, Roora Iwini. I think
Right.
I've pronounced that right.
Yeah,
Chris, do
pretty
you think
good.
I have? Yeah. Now, she's a Māori character. She's got a moko kawai.
Yeah.
And so that's basically like a Māori face tattoo, and
Mm-hmm.
it's sort of like a very sacred part of the Māori culture. So anyway, really cool because we've got a Māori character in this game. The Māori people, for those who don't know, they are our Indigenous people here in New Zealand.
That's right.
But there is a bit of controversy because the birth date of this character has been put as March 15th, and the fact that she was born in Christchurch, New Zealand. Now, if you're a Kiwi, you know that date there is quite controversial to put as someone's birthday because that date marks when we had a horrible terror attack.
Well, we had
happen.
the worst terrorist attack in the history of New Zealand.
It
New
was
Zealand is
awful.
a peaceful country
Yeah.
that is known, if you want to get away from all the stuff happening in the world, New Zealand's the place.
Exactly.
And so they've chosen the one date and the one city where just the worst thing that's ever happened here happened.
Yeah.
So they're facing a lot of backlash for this.
That
because
can't be an accident.
This is what I mean. I'm like, surely that's not an accident. Have they done that on purpose?
Look-
they haven't come out and said anything, so we don't know.
No, can I just say as well, like geographically, not a lot of Māori people down in Christchurch, all right? My wife's from
No.
Christchurch. When I go down there and I'm like 1/4 Māori, people are, holy shit. Check out that Māori dude. Far out. So I don't think that's, I think that's
That is
very
such bad
incorrect,
taste.
the whole
What the thing is, because they don't really acknowledge it, they sort of that's just the date, and they give information for these characters. It's almost like as if they're planting it as an Easter egg. And I feel like a terrorist attack where 51 people died
Yeah.
in real life shouldn't be treated as an Easter egg. If they wanted to acknowledge, they could go down the route of her in her character bio that after the events of March.
Don't
5th
even bring it up.
But that's the thing. I'm saying if they wanted to, don't
Yeah.
bring it up is the right thing to do. But if they wanted to acknowledge it, they could say after the events of the March 15th, this character then decided to enroll in, and that that's
I
not
know
the
what you
best
mean. Yeah,
option.
yeah, yeah.
Best
Yeah,
option is to not touch it. But if
I
that's
agree.
what they're trying to do, don't make it an Easter egg for people to be like, Ooh, March 15th. She's
No,
from Christchurch.
it's not even funny, especially when it's a shooter game. Like,
Yeah.
it's literally a game where you're shooting. And I think, why not make her birthday the same day as the Māori Queen or something? You know, make it
Just
something.
make it any other
Any
other
day.
364 days, and
Yeah.
it's sweet as. It's
Yeah.
just such a weird thing to do. And
So weird.
Can I also say, like, someone who's part Māori, I'm not super qualified to speak on behalf of all Māori people in New Zealand, but if you are going to have a character in a video game, I think that's awesome. Her name, Hapai Raora Iwini, that's a proper Māori name. You know what I mean? They haven't done the just like chuck someone on, put a random face tattoo and stuff. It looks all like they've done their research, like they've actually got in touch with like a cultural advisor or something, and made sure to do it properly. That is awesome.
Yeah.
So, because I understand heaps of developers out there want to add characters to games that, you know, reflect different areas of the world, and the Māori culture with the face tattoos is very interesting.
Yeah.
All you got to do is, you know, shell out a few $1,000, fly a cultural advisor over from whichever part of the world you are taking this character from, and just get them to be like, yo, it should be like this, 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 and this, tick it off, and all of a
Exactly.
sudden, awesome representation for Māori people in a video game.
Exactly.
Don't then relate it to terrorist attacks.
No, it's so unfortunate.
Yeah, it sucks.
We finally got some diversity, and they've decided to do that.
Yeah, very
it's such
weird.
poor taste. So I'll let you know next week if they actually come out and say anything. But
Just change the
Seems-
birth date
Yeah.
and the city.
and the city, yeah.
Yeah.
It's two very minor details that mean nothing to the character. If you have that character, you know, like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm interested to know what their birthday is.
Yeah, yeah.
exactly.
Didn't need to happen.
No.
Guy, do you want to go next?
I've got a little quick one for gaming news. Astrobots, they're releasing new levels across 5 weeks. Started last week with a level called TikTok Shock. So for the next 4 weeks, we've got Thrust or Bust, Cock O Doodle Doom, Hard to Bear, and Armored Hardcore. So these are levels.
Sorry, can you read the name of those levels again? Because every single one of them has a dirty innuendo attached to it.
TikTok
Innuendo.
Shock,
Nah, okay, except for that one.
Thrust or Bust,
Oh,
Correct, two. There's two there.
Cock O Doodle Doom,
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
Hard to Bear,
Hard to bear your ass.
Armored Hardcore.
Hardcore. Yeah,
Like-
what are they? They know what they're doing.
What do they do?
So basically, each one is they'll release it. It's like every single Thursday here in New Zealand. Over the next 4 weeks, it comes with an unlockable character, and at the end of it, they're also going to be doing a time attack mode as well.
Cool.
In order for you to unlock these levels, you have to have finished the main storyline of the game. So
Right.
if you're halfway through, you got to crack the whole game.
You've done that.
I did it recently, so I will be able to do this. And with Astrobot, there are 300 Astrobots around the planet that you've got to collect. I've got all 300.
Oh, wow.
So now that I know that there are 5 more, I have to do it.
You have
Oh,
to get
yeah.
them.
Because
you
otherwise-
platinum today.
I platinumed
Yeah,
it, me and my
yeah.
wife. So, and they added like another 7 around Christmas. So
Yeah.
I've got those 7. Great. But now I need to get these 5.
So
Yeah.
how are you feeling? Because I quite often, I'll platinum a game and I'll be like, yes, I've finished it. And then I'll find out that something's been added to it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I just platinumed that.
Yeah, that sucks.
It is interesting, yeah, because I haven't touched Astrobot since we platinumed it. Because
Well,
I
this is
haven't
the
needed to.
idea, right?
Yeah,
Is
so
to
it's
keep
just-
people.
Yeah, it's keep people into it. And it's cool. Astrobot's, I mean, obviously Game of the Year 2024, and it's good to just keep adding content to keep it fresh and keep people involved. So,
And the other thing about Astrobot too is it's not super story driven where you need to be like, okay, what's going on again?
yeah,
and
there's
what are
no-
the buttons?
Yeah, there's no deep lore.
No,
you
it's
know.
just levels and X's jump and
Yeah.
square is attack. Like it's
Yeah.
pretty chill.
Yeah.
So that's great. My news is that somebody accidentally, a bloke named Tyshawn Jones, who is a skater,
Oh, yeah.
accidentally let slip on a New York Brekkie show yesterday, a radio show, that they're remastering the first 2 Tony Hawk's Underground games
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
really?
from PlayStation 1.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Tony
That's
Hawk's
cool.
Pro Skater 2 was like the GOAT skater game. Like it's, you know, Underground was sick and all that, but Pro Skater 2 really started the trend.
Oh, yeah.
He said on the radio show, I'm in a Tony Hawk game coming out, so that's cool. They've got a new one they're remastering, so that's about to come out. I was in the last one. I don't know why you'd even say that on the radio show.
Oh my gosh, so he's just like broken an embargo. Like
That's
just-
right. So
Oh,
this isn't a leak, so I don't mind talking about it.
gosh.
You know, someone didn't hack and steal details and then vomit it on the internet. This guy then went on social media and then said that he wasn't supposed to tease anything about the future of the series, but yes, there will be a future of the series.
Oh my gosh, that's so bad. How do you do that?
That's interesting because if he genuinely let it slip on a radio show, I understand. But for them to follow up with a tweet to confirm that it is true,
He followed it up.
yeah.
So basically,
But
at that
like-
point, you have to just go, yes, that we're working on something.
No, wouldn't you if you were the developers of the I'm guessing the developers of the game spoke to him and said, fine, you can do something. Because if he went again and doubled down, I feel like that would piss off the developers even more. Wouldn't you go, okay, I said it on the radio, not that many people might have heard it. They might not turn into a social video, so I just won't acknowledge it anymore. And then maybe people will forget. But if he's gone and doubled down and said it's confirmed, that feels like either he's going rogue even more, or the developers have said fine.
Yeah, or it's a PR stunt.
Or it's a PR stunt.
I feel like the developers are just like, oh, cool, you just outed us. They definitely wouldn't want to do PR stunts like this because they'll want to release it at like a gamer Summerfest games or whatever.
With Tony Hawk.
With Tony Hawk, they want to, and everyone to be blown away by this big reveal. So I definitely think it's an accident. And then but also if you do that and then you come out on social media and go, actually, no, I made it up. Everyone's like, no, you did it. No, you did it.
Just don't say anything and then people will forget. Somebody else will say something dumb and then the world will move on.
Exactly.
How good was the level on Tony Hawk 2 with you grind across, there's a helicopter that's just sitting outside.
Oh my God,
You grind across the helicopter rotors and then that starts it up.
And then it starts the helicopter. How sick is that, man?
Ooh, sick as. I definitely played that.
Cool Easter egg. Yeah, Ellie, you loved it back in the day. So yeah, keep an eye out for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 and possibly 1 remastered coming soon.
Very excited.
Lovely stuff. All right, well, should we jump into the not the wet dream.
Why do you want it to be a wet dream?
Sorry,
It's not about you, Ellie, so it's not a wet dream.
Well, of course, yeah, okay, all right, thank you.
Not to say that I would have a wet dream if you were in it.
You just made it so much weirder.
I did, didn't I?
You did. Okay, anyway, someone had a dream the other night. What happened?
I had a dream last night. It was the last dream that I had just before I woke up. So when you're lying there and you're just like, whoa, that was weird because it affected me emotionally.
Yes,
right?
yes.
So the dream involved Chris. It was not sexual. It was not weird.
Whatever, I rocked your world.
Well, you know.
Go on. You can admit it.
No, the dream was, and it's so weird, is that you obviously we're friends in the world of my dream, but you behind the scenes had been working on a glassware range.
That's correct. I am.
Yeah, no. So and what the thing was is that you mentioned it to me, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." But then it was like you'd actually thrown so much money in marketing.
Oh my God,
into it. And
sounds like a bad idea.
And you launched like glasses and plates,
Right?
And
the plates were glass.
Well, not glass. You want to say glassware? I mean like kitchenware,
right?
Okay, that stuff, right? And you launched it without even like telling me that you were launching it. It was just like you were just doing it, and it just became like massive.
Oh
and
wow!
It was huge. It was like global, and it was like on TV and stuff like that. And then you kind of just. You forgot about me. And the dream was that you started a business and it was like I was annoyed that I didn't get to spend time with you and that you didn't like tell me, hey man, I'm starting this business and I need some help. Do you want to help me? Like I wasn't a part of it.
Yeah, right. And I just like left you for dead.
I was jealous that you were successful in
Wow.
that. And I was like, Chris, man, he's got his plates. And what have I got?
No, well that's good. I'll keep that in mind.
God.
So if you start a business, just don't leave me out unless unless it's going to be a dud.
I love how, because I've had these vivid dreams before.
Yeah.
In fact, I had not super vivid, but last night I dreamt that my car was broken down, so I took it to the mechanic and he charged me a fortune. I was furious.
Yeah.
Woke up this morning, my car was fine. I was like, oh, thank goodness.
Yeah.
But do you remember the exact details of like what the glassware and stuff looked like and why it was so popular? Because I could start it.
Yeah, what is the detail?
I don't remember what was so popular about. I think your angle was that it was like good looking glassware at an affordable price. Like it was like broke, which is something that we can pop
Get
down
at
to
Kmart.
any store now and do.
Exactly.
But in my dream world, it was like you'd broken a barrier.
Yeah, wow.
Right. Why didn't we think of that?
Why did your
sort of
torch
stuff?
just turn on?
Sorry, I accidentally turned my phone torch on. I know what it is. The plates would have had like Witcher 3 type designs
it
on
wasn't
them and
that.
stuff. And Elden, no, okay.
It wasn't that.
All right.
Okay.
No. So yeah, that was my dream. Chris
Wow.
Chris had a successful plate and glassware company, and I was upset about it.
So random.
It was a wet dream, except for it was tears.
Yeah.
Oh
tears.
yeah. See, I wasn't wrong.
Yeah,
There you go.
no, you were so wrong. Now, one thing we need to touch on here, as mentioned at the start of the podcast, was last week the podcast came out at the exact same time as Sony's State of Play, which is just a real slap in the face for us. And I've had a word to them about it.
Good.
They told me to shove it up my ass. So, at the State of Play, we decided the best way to tackle it was to predict what was going to happen based on our amazing video game knowledge.
Yeah. Yes.
Having been doing a podcast for a year and a half now. And we predicted that there would be a God of War remaster of 1 and 2 available on PlayStation. That was a rumor. Another trailer for Ghost of Yotai. Death Stranding 2, another confusing trailer. And Wolverine, finally.
Oh, yes.
More footage of the Wolverine game from Insomniac Games.
Yes.
Next to every single one of those. Incorrect.
God damn
What we got was a record amount of viewers live, 2.18 million at one stage.
That's
Wow.
The most that's
crazy.
ever watched a State of Play.
Which
Wow.
indicates that a lot of people were like us and anticipated this to be a lot bigger than what it was.
100%. So what we got was Digimon Story Time Stranger. That was confirmed.
I forgot about Digimon. Buzzy, what a throwback.
I know, right?
It was sick.
It was sick. The first season was sick.
Yeah.
I think. And then I fell off after that. So Digimon Time Stranger's coming out. Just confirmed it. They don't have a release date. Borderlands 4, there was a trailer for that. That's coming in September. Cool. Five Nights at Freddy's. The next game in the franchise is called Secret of the Mimic. That's coming out in June.
Yeah.
While I was writing this, I was thinking, how great would it be Ellie streaming playing Five Nights at Freddy's?
Oh, yeah.
Why would it be cool to stream?
Because it's a horror game and you would
It is
absolutely
famous for being terrifying, and they even made a movie about it. That would be hilarious.
Okay, yeah, all right.
All
I'll
three
consider
of
it.
us, Ellie's playing and we're there.
Yeah, I'd play it with you guys.
Yeah,
for watching
that would be
me.
really funny.
I'd
Yeah,
get
we
scared.
should.
Yeah, we should do a stream.
We should do a video
We
of that.
should.
Yeah.
Okay.
Metal Gear Solid Delta, which is a remaster of Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, which I'm very excited about. They confirmed that for August.
Yeah.
Cool.
More gameplay footage of that. Lies of P DLC Overture coming out winter in New Zealand, summer Northern Hemisphere 2025. Very excited for that.
Yeah.
Days Gone being remastered in April. $10 upgrade if you already own the game. Did you ever play Days Gone?
Played it for a bit, kind of fell off
Didn't
on
grab
it.
you?
Nah, didn't really care about the fact. I mean, one of the things about Days Gone is that you're in like a zombie apocalypse on a motorbike, which I thought was cool. But then it was like you had to fill it up.
Yeah, it runs out of gas.
And it runs out of gas. And then like, if you runs out of gas and you're away from a gas station, you have to like run, get a petrol tank, and then run all the way back to your bike.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Did you pay full price for it?
No,
And
it was
play
on-
for
it was-
half an hour. Oh, it was free?
it was free.
Oh,
It was
yeah,
on the
good on you.
PlayStation. It was on the PlayStation Plus.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
nice.
Gotcha,
Was that a
gotcha.
swear word, or did he just say?
He sort of bounced around it.
I
He
think
sort
that's
of
fine.
Yeah.
We won't have to beat
We'll leave
that.
that one. Yeah.
So,
Okay.
I won't
Sweet.
put any money in the swear jar.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Good work there, guy. And yeah, that's it for hilarious anecdote.
Oh wow! Wow.
You've just set me up
Sorry.
to not deliver, Ellie.
Sorry.
The Days
No,
Gone
you did.
remaster is such a dick move because there's so many people who love Days Gone and there's so many people that want a sequel because they set up for a sequel. Like the game didn't finish. So everyone's like, mean. So then as soon as they saw that there was like something Days Gone related, they're like, oh my God, it's a sequel. I was like, no. It's the game you love, but a better frame rate.
It's the game you
It's
love
right.
that we've definitely I think they axed the studio
Yeah.
because it didn't sell enough. Like, there's not going to be another one.
There's not, but the fact that they're remastering it's like, hey, you get to play that game that you love, but just slightly better. It's essentially what the second game could look like if we made it, but we're not.
But we're not going to.
You know, it's like an ex sending you a nude. You know, like an ex that dumped you, and you're not over it.
Because that happened
And
to
then-
you earlier this week, guy? You were telling me.
Yeah. I wish you'd stop sending me photos when you're drunk.
Oh,
That
there
was
it
a
is.
swear word. That was a swear word. 22 minutes in.
Sorry.
Nah, it's all right, mate. It's all right. Okay, well, speaking of funny anecdotes, my turn. No, Sam, first of all, I've got a funny story about Sam, but I actually do have a little anecdote first. You know how a few weeks ago I came in with some hot claims saying that he was number one in the world for a game?
Yes, you did.
Yes. Remember
that?
And you remember how we didn't believe you?
Yeah, you did it. Okay, so I really do have, I've got the details here. So the game that he is still currently ranked number one in, by the way, this year, I think it resets every month, is called Sea Smash. Have we heard of it? It's VR.
It sounds like
Sea Smash.
It's
sounds
kind of like, it's not tennis, but it's like you're hitting back and forth with people and like,
Oh, C, like the letter C.
yeah, sorry, Sea Smash. Yeah,
I was
sorry.
like, see, like, I
I
thought it was
should've-
like some mermaid porn VR game.
No,
Right.
you wish.
So it's a tennis game. It's $15 to download. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's
yeah.
number one in the world. So I just want to clarify that he still is, apparently. He still
That's
is.
so cool.
Yeah.
6 out of 10 review I'm reading here. C Smash. Right. Okay.
There you go. So yeah, I just wanted to clarify that. I wasn't, making it up. But okay, second of all, Sam, bless his little soul. He's been playing the VR a lot. I've mentioned that quite a few times. And recently he's picked up the game Walkabout Mini Golf. Now this is
Okay.
obviously what it sounds like. It's a mini golf game and you
Okay.
walk around and
Sounds
you
fun. Can
hit.
I just say? Sounds great.
Sounds lovely.
Yeah, it's chill, yeah. So he was playing for the first time and he was on the third hole and you play with another player. You're actually playing with someone else live. And he was on two points already, plus two. What's that
So he's
called?
2 over.
That one. Yeah, it was that. So it wasn't a great start. And then out of nowhere, he didn't realise that there was microphones on in this situation. So he just
Yeah.
thought he was on his own. But out of nowhere, I hear a harsh Scottish accent break the beautiful ambient sounds of the rolling green meadows map saying, "Can you stop breathing so fucking loads. And Sam, who's usually really quite a smart ass, he had nothing to say back, and he was so humiliated that he literally just like exited the game.
Oh my God. Really?
So this is funny. To me, it was hilarious because in bed sometimes, if Sam's concentrating or he's looking down at his phone or whatever, he'll breathe like this.
So when he's concentrating in bed.
Yeah, and so like I always say to him, "You're right there, Darth Vader," like just as a gag. It's kind of like an ongoing joke. But then the reason I found that so funny is because he's now being called out about it publicly, and
That's so
he
funny.
literally just had to leave the game because he was. I can just imagine this person trying to do his holes, trying to concentrate, and all he can hear is.
Wow.
Like a pug sleeping.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the reason that Sam had to quit the game. Now, I asked this in the ECG for ECG Facebook group because I wanted to know, are there other reasons that you not rage quit, but quit a game because
Yeah.
you were embarrassed or whatever? Rachel said, I was having a bit of broccoli once. When one of my squad members got real intense real fast, she was calling out instructions, build a wall, quick, get into the house. I'm guessing this is Fortnite. This is Rachel who plays Fortnite. Stop dancing, crouch. It was far too intense, so I passed the controller to my husband and ran away. I'm guessing with broccoli in your mouth, Rachel. That's very random.
So she was eating broccoli whilst playing.
I guess so. It's a really random thing to be eating. I want to hear more about that, Rachel. Can you clarify how
I'm
you
picturing her because it's quite hard to eat and hold a controller, or maybe
Yeah.
she was on PC. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I'm picturing her just holding a head of broccoli, or it's mounted on the desk next to her, and she can just like lean down and bite it.
Oh, yeah, maybe it's that. That'd be a
Maybe.
good way to do it.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
odd gaming snack. But no, tell us more, Rachel. I want to hear more about that. There's also Jimmy Sharp here says, I was playing SingStar Disney years ago with my niece and singing a Winnie the Pooh song, and the game glitched, and it just kept repeating what sounded like AIDS, AIDS, AIDS until I turned it off.
Isn't that a song from South Park or something?
I don't know. Is it?
No, it's from the South. Is this from Team America?
Team America.
Everyone
That's,
has AIDS.
that's right. Yeah.
Diet Van Den said, I temporarily quit playing VR games because I still live with my parents and the only room big enough is downstairs in their line of sight. One day my mum read somewhere people are watching porn on their VR headset. So anytime I was playing, she went, you're not playing one of those porn games, are you? Because apparently NPC death sounds like moans to her.
Yeah. Right. See,
Yeah.
I feel like a VR headset. And no offense to all those people and Sam, your lovely partner. A VR headset is exactly the level of gaming that my parents would walk in and just go, oh my God, what's happened to my son? You know, like it's just
Yeah.
one step
Yeah.
too far.
They look at you and go, this is our fault.
Yeah,
We-
100%.
We bought him Age of Empires
Yeah.
and The Sims
And now look at
in
him.
2003 and look at him now.
And you've got because you got the massive helmet thing on.
Yeah.
And, you're
and the
moving around.
joysticks and you're like, but you're also talking as well. Like you're like,
Yeah.
oh, on me.
That's right. And I feel like if you're going to play VR, you need to be in a safe, private area where you can actually fully commit and not have to worry about A, hitting stuff,
Yeah.
or B, people walking in and just being like, oh God, look at the state of this guy.
Yeah, you know, Sam does look a bit silly whenever I walk into the lounge. I just want to finish with one more here from Manuel. The reason he had to quit a game was missing my stop on the bus on public transport while playing Bugs Bunny's Crazy Castle on his Game Boy. So he was too engrossed.
Yes. That is so funny. On
I
Game
love it.
Boy, even.
Yeah, on Game Boy. So thank you for all of your contributions there. I also want to know if you want to comment on that post again, any reasons like Sam where the microphone was on and you've accidentally said something or whatever. Because sometimes I walk in and I'm like, can I talk? Or is this person going to hear everything I'm about to say, which, could be
You know,
controversial.
because he's got a mute button, right?
Yeah.
That's right. We had a yarn about how do you communicate with him while he's VRing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you actually figured out a way to, because you were walking in, you were too worried about touching him because he gets a fright?
Usually I just try and yell. And sometimes he doesn't have the headphone bits in. So when he doesn't have the headphone bits in, it's fine. But it's when he's got those in that it really is little bit problematic. So I just have to yell and wait until I hear a little break and he hears me. But yeah, it is still weird to approach someone on the VR set, I will
think
say.
what would have made it more devastating for Sam is that I feel like the Scottish accent plays a huge role in this.
Yeah.
Because it can
I
be
love
such a grating sort of like, especially if you yell. If you're being yelled at by someone who's Scottish, I feel like it hits harder.
Yeah.
And it's about something that he wasn't even aware that he was doing at the
I
time.
know.
So I reckon if it was anybody else that just went, hey bro, you're breathing quite loud. I'll be like, oh shit, sorry, no, I do that sometimes. But if somebody was like swearing in Scottish angrily, they like stop breathing like that, I do the exact same thing as
Yeah.
Sam. I'm like,
Oh.
Well, what you got to do in that situation is you got to try and make them feel bad.
Yeah.
Sorry, bro, I have breathing issues.
Yeah,
I
well,
have asthma.
He actually
Yeah.
is asthmatic, but he was so flawed. Usually Sam is such a smarty pants. He can always have a comeback anytime, but he was so flawed, and I think it's because he didn't realize his mic was on, that he just
Yeah.
had nothing. He just froze and just went.
It's because you feel seen too. You're like, what have I been doing?
Yeah.
What have I
Yeah.
been saying?
I thought I
Exactly.
was in my private safe space here, but you've been hearing me the whole time.
Maybe he was farting. I mean, if it was me, I would have been farting.
Yeah.
So that would have been bad. Any reasons you guys have quit games like that?
I literally quit a game this morning. So what I like to do, my reward mentality that I started,
yes.
got up, did all the prep for the potty.
Yeah.
Nice.
Had about like an hour until I had to leave. I was like, sweet, I'll jam some Elden Ring. Literally straight to this boss who kicked my ass over and over and over. And I was like, oh my God, I can almost get this guy. Oh my God, I've almost got him. Almost got him down to 4/5 of his health was gone. And then the courier driver pulled right up and he can look straight into our lounge.
Oh.
And I was like, I don't want the courier driver to think that I'm some guy who's just at home gaming on a Wednesday. I don't
you
want
are.
him to think I'm a loser, even though I'm a massive loser and I
Even
was
though,
doing that.
Actually, in hindsight, he would be like, man, I'm driving around in hot ass weather delivering packages to people, and this guy's living the dream.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, potentially. He does listen to my radio show, which is good. But I wanted him to think that I was prepping.
So he already knows you're a massive loser.
Yeah, 100%. You're right, guy. And I'm cutting you out of my plate business because of that comment.
No.
And so I literally, and in these From Software games, you can't pause it. You can go
yeah.
start, system, quit game, and save. But in the middle of a boss fight, you can't just hit start and just pause everything.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I had to either make a choice, let him see me not only playing video games at 11 a.m. on a Wednesday, but also playing it pretty ferociously because the boss was so tough and just be like, yeah, mate, I'll be there soon, yeah. And so I just put the controller down, turned the TV off because it was making all these noises of my dude getting poleaxed.
Yeah.
Oh, you were
And then-
so close.
And then just walked around and came from out of frame from where he was sitting. Oh, hey man, how you going? Opened it, had a yarn to him for about 5 minutes.
oh, nice. And then obviously you lost the.
I lost and had to go back.
What
That's
if you press the
devastating.
PlayStation home button that sends you back to the? Does that pause the game?
No,
Or does the game just keep rolling?
it'll just keep rolling.
Oh my god, that's so.
Wow,
Oh,
that's
they
stressful.
really don't want you to,
Win.
to cheese your way through it.
Yeah.
So they intentionally do stuff like that.
Yeah,
I've had multiple reasons why I've had to stop gaming. Over the last 3 years, I'll be playing a game and then my kid will wake up.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Damn.
It's funny because when we were squatting up on Helldivers, I can hear Daisy through
The monitor.
a monitor.
Yeah, so I've got the baby monitor next to me, and then when she wakes up, you guys
I
will
hear
hear
it first. I'm like, oh god, here we go.
And they're like, oh, we've lost Guy.
I'm gonna get up. Hang on, guys. We'll be back in a sec.
So but I think the most prominent one was when I was playing, it was a couple of years ago, I was playing Fortnite, and then I could just see flashing lights in my peripherals, and the police were at my house, and they were knocking on the door, and my dog was losing his shit, and I was just like, sorry fellas, the cops are here.
What were you playing?
Oh.
I was playing Fortnite.
Oh, Fortnite. Sorry, I missed that.
I was
yeah.
playing Fortnite, and the cops were looking for a guy and asked if I'd seen anyone. I was
Oh
like, no, I haven't seen anyone just going through my garden, which actually makes sense because it's happened before. So
this wasn't
I live
the
in a
time
dodgy neighborhood.
where that guy was in the shed near your place.
That was not that time, but the police did. I wasn't gaming at that time.
yeah, right.
Yeah, there was a guy getting beaten up at the house next door to me, and he
By
jumped
gang members
by
or
gang
something?
members. And
Oh my God.
well, they'd cornered him to my neighbor's property, nothing to do with my neighbors. And they cornered him, and then he sprinted, jumped over the fence into my property, and we were like, oh my god! And we thought he scarpered. And at which point we did already call the police because it was crazy.
Yeah.
So the police turned up to my house, and I was like, yeah, sorry, he jumped the fence. I don't know where he is. And then just behind my wood stack, which is next to the front door, there's this little voice that's like, I'm here.
Oh,
And he'd
my
been
God.
hiding in my wood stack for a half an hour.
That's terrifying.
He was just sitting behind my bloody pine wood, waiting, trying to get away from gang members.
Having had
God.
the crap beaten out of him.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's awful. How scary for that to happen at your house.
Yeah. Mother-in-law was around.
Oh,
Oh,
my
God.
gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So
that was a cheery note.
That's Massey.
Yeah. So
Massey, West Auckland.
when have you had people trespass on your property and gang members assault them?
Yeah.
Extremely casual group for extremely casual.
What
gamers.
was in your wood stack?
Ellie? Just quickly
Yes.
before you do move on, have you had to quit a game for an embarrassing reason?
That's a great question, Chris. And no, because I don't really do any gaming.
In order to quit, you have to start.
Yeah, right. You have to start the task.
No, yeah, nothing. Honestly, I know I brought this whole segment, but nothing has sprung to mind for me. I usually just quit when I have to. which is just when I'm bored.
Yeah, right.
Well, you quit playing It Takes Two when you first started because it was the sucky bit of the
Oh,
vacuum cleaner,
true.
and you didn't like. Oh no, it wasn't the sucky vacuum cleaner. It was the spinning
The
of
fans.
the fans.
Yeah,
because you
no.
don't like fans.
That good memory, yeah, that. Or if I'm feeling motion sick, that's probably the most quirky thing that
right, so
made me quit game.
you feeling motion sick? Have you put the VR on and had a go at it?
Yeah, no, I just can't do it.
I feel like you
It's
vomit
awful.
or shit yourself.
Yeah, exactly. It's awful. It makes me feel so sick. But I actually find it scary. Like I find it really like a visual sensory thing, like where I can't make out where the roof
Yeah.
in quotation marks, where it ends, and so my brain can't process it. And so it actually not only makes me feel sick, it actually scares me.
Yeah.
Right, so the roof being when you look up, it's just a never-ending
Yeah, just,
digital sky thing, right?
Yeah, I don't like
Yeah.
it because
Right.
I can't tell where the depth is. Like
I've never even put a VR headset on,
really.
which is interesting because they've been out for a while.
Yeah. I've been to one of those VR like game room places that you can go to and you can hire a space, and like I play this one. It's like me and 4 friends, and you put on the headset and a backpack, and you hold a gun.
Oh, wow.
And it's actually like, so you're not hooked up to anything. Like it's all like,
Oh,
you
it's
know,
all
done-
self-contained.
It's all self-contained, right? And you're in this big empty space, and then in VR world, you're running around like the whatever room you're in, and you're shooting each other. But with video games, it's like when you run into someone, like if physically in video games, obviously you just run through them, right? And I've been used to that concept and that mechanic all my gaming life. So when I was playing VR and I was running towards my teammate who was running towards me, and we're like trying to cover this area, my gaming brain just went, I don't need to move around him.
Wow, so you
I don't need to move around him. I can just run through him because it's a video game. And so many times I just collided with my friend.
Oh
and
my
like
gosh.
proper run into each other, crash on the floor. Happened once or twice. And he was like, oh, good, bro. And the third time he's like, can you not actually not? Like, this is really hurting me. This is my brain. Couldn't differentiate the two.
Wow.
I was playing a video game, but because I was physically moving, yeah.
Interesting. Do
That
you
is
want to
so
play
weird.
VR?
Yeah, it depends what the game is.
Yeah.
I would love to play a game, but every single VR game I've seen like a review of or whatever, they're like, yeah, it's well, like there'll be a really successful AAA game, and then they'll make the VR spin-off. None of them have really reviewed that well, and I think there was a Half-Life one or something that apparently is quite good, but you need a PC and Steam and the full setup for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've only got the PlayStation, so
PlayStation VR hasn't quite hit the mark. There's some really good VR games on like Oculus Rift.
yeah.
But you have to have you have to have the PC set up. Like on PlayStation, there is no just golf VR. Like there's no Tiger Woods golf.
That's a miss. They need
Right?
that.
Oh yeah, that'd be
Whereas
great.
on Oculus Rift there is. I would, because I've got a VR and I never use it. But if there was a legitimate like real golfing game where I could just swing and play golf in my lounge, I'd use it all the time. But they've got like kooky mini putt games.
If you could play them, like all the courses are available and stuff,
Yeah.
and it's first person golf, I would absolutely love to play
Yeah,
that.
but they don't have it on PlayStation VR.
Can you play a PlayStation game and just use the VR headset as the screen in
Um,
bed? So you're sitting in bed, you've got your Rift.
Has to be PlayStation VR compatible. It's not just all video games. There's a VR version of it.
No. So like, it's literally you're just using the headset as the TV screen.
Yeah.
So you're not looking around; it's just a square in front of you.
Gran Turismo is that.
Okay.
I got Gran Turismo, the latest one,
7.
and then 7. And when I played on VR, I was expecting me to be able to like turn my hands and it turns the wheel, but it's not. It's
no.
literally you're playing on the controller like normal, but you're in the car. You're moving your head around, and I was like,
Fair enough.
it's a gimmick.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
yeah.
not.
I'd
It's
like
not
to have
worth-
a turn at that just to see what it's like, because so far the whole VR thing hasn't really
Hasn't grabbed.
it hasn't grabbed me like it's grabbed Sam. your
No, yeah,
partner.
he's really
He's
immersed in
deep.
that actually.
Yeah.
And how do you feel when you see Sam with this VR headset on?
I just laugh really. I just go, what is this? Is this my partner? Yeah, I guess it is. Bless
Are we
him.
doing this?
Bless
Are
him.
we? Am I committing to this? Yeah, I guess we are.
Yeah, I guess
okay.
Then you
Yeah.
check yourself
Bless.
because you're like, he's deep into gaming, yet I'm the one with a gaming podcast.
Yeah, I know. And he gives me all my content.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sam. Now you had another little anecdote, didn't
Did
you,
I?
Chris? No,
Oh,
you,
mate.
didn't you clean something?
Your
Your ex.
Is that what you wanted to talk about?
Clean up my
Did you
act.
clean up your act?
Ellie, I know you decided to have a laid back style of game podcast. You have to stop referring to these as anecdotes. by the
Sorry,
way.
it's just
You've done it like 4 times.
So Chris
I
has
know.
a story.
Sorry, do you have a story? Or did you have another thing to add?
I do. So
Oh, cool.
I mentioned a couple of weeks ago that I like pretty much slid into PlayStation's DMs and was like, hey, can I have a PlayStation Pro
Yes.
console?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And in return, I'll make like a reel on my Instagram, make something funny, and blah, 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 blah. And then they were like, yeah, sure, that's a great idea. So they sent me one, which is cool. It arrived a few days ago. And I had the extremely enjoyable experience of getting the PlayStation Pro, getting my old PlayStation 5, pulling the covers off it,
Ooh.
removing the I installed an extra SSD hard drive into my old PlayStation.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
cool.
I was like, the new one's 2 terabyte. It doesn't need more storage, but
I'm gonna give it to it.
Yeah, now it's 3 terabyte, baby.
Yeah.
So I got to pull the hard drive out, then pull the Pro apart, put it in there, and then blah, 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 and then install the disk drive as well because it doesn't come with a disk drive.
Oh, that's right.
And one of the main issues with a lot of people are having with the Pro is they want to do it, and I do recommend it. I've only played 2 games so far. Gran Turismo looks amazing, but I'll do a review in a few weeks.
Cool.
One of the, it is the future and the top level of what you can play on a console on your TV. But you need to buy the PlayStation 5 Pro console for $1,400-ish in here in New Zealand, $180 for the disc drive.
Oh my God.
If you want to change the color of it, so it's like $1,600 more. You're in on this thing. And not having that as a barrier was great for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That
I can't wait to give it a proper review and stuff and really recommend it. But my anecdote was basically I just spent an entire day pulling everything apart and then installing all this stuff. It was like when I was doing up my Game Boy.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
fun.
love that shit, man.
Yeah, you do,
So
don't ya?
exciting.
Now you've got the Pro. Are you going to give the PS5 to your brother?
Yes, it's all packaged up.
Nice.
It
Are
is all
you?
packaged up. Next
That's
time I go down
nice.
to Tauranga, I'll be giving it to my brother. He doesn't know yet, so I'll just surprise him with it.
Nice.
But you
So
didn't
that's
leave the SD card in there.
No, he does it. He plays like 3 games. He
Oh, yeah.
plays Gran Turismo, Red Dead Redemption 2, and Grand Theft Auto.
Nice.
And he just
Nice.
rotates those.
Yeah.
So he definitely does not need the storage. Yeah.
Do you know what I've been doing this week?
What?
I've been playing mobile games.
Oh,
You're
hey,
joking.
now are we classing that as gaming? Are we, Guy? Or
I would
what?
because it's
Okay, good.
playing games. I got the Samsung released the new S25 Ultra, Note Ultra, so it's a big phone, and there's lots of cool things that come with it. And one of the things that I wanted to try it out for was the gaming aspect of it because it's a big high definition screen.
Yeah.
And because it's got a bit of battery to it and the processor's a lot bigger and stuff, it runs games a lot smoother. And I've got a Samsung. I don't play games on it, but I tried it with the S25 Note and it was super swish. I was playing the first game I downloaded was Plants vs Zombies.
Oh, if you want to push the boundaries
Yeah.
of a mobile device, you download a 10-year-old game, which is a great game, by
Plants
the way.
vs Zombies is so good.
If you've never downloaded it and you want a fun mobile game,
yeah.
get Plants vs Zombies. It'll entertain you for 2 weeks.
And then I downloaded Angry Birds and Paper Toss and Jump Doodle or whatever it was called. No,
Temple Run.
Temple
That
Run
was-
Slap.
yeah.
No, I downloaded the new or the mobile version of Age of Empires,
Oh wow.
and it's so cool.
Is it?
Because it's got cinematics and everything in it, and and it's you just drag around and move around. So I've been having a lot of fun playing mobile games.
Yeah, and it ran all good.
Nice.
It ran perfectly. So I didn't transfer everything over from my old phone to the new phone because I wanted to just run it as just a gaming phone.
Right.
There's nothing on it. There's
Yeah.
no SD card. It's connected to
Yeah.
my Wi-Fi, and I've just downloaded games. So I've been
Beauty.
jamming that. It's been running real smooth.
Well, there you
Love
go.
it. Do you know I've been jamming? I've been jamming Chris's avocados this week.
Oh,
You-
that's right. I gave you some Evos.
They were so yum.
What?
They were just way better than anything I get from the supermarket.
Did I not give you one?
No. I've been hitting you up avocados for years.
No, it's because, this is actually happened by coincidence. I was coming out into the car park.
It wasn't here.
No, it wasn't here.
It was at work.
Yeah, we bumped into each other at the work car park, and he had a whole bag with him. He's like, "Oh, do you want a couple of avos?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh, yes, please." So it was very much a coincidence. Don't worry, we haven't started an avocado business without you guys.
I swear to God.
We should though.
We definitely should.
If you guys release your own range of plates that have got avocados on them, I will lose it.
Very nice though. It made me realize, wow, that's some homegrown. That's what they're meant to taste like.
Yeah, well, look, it's a silver medal winner for, I think, an orchard under a certain size in New Zealand,
Really?
2023.
Really?
That's right.
Wow, yeah, they were great and they were big.
Yeah, big booty bastards.
Yeah.
Guy, I mean, when you were a bit younger, we spent a lot of time running around those avocado trees and riding
They are
motorbikes
good
and
avos.
stuff.
I've had my fair share of those
Yeah.
avos,
Yeah,
and they're bloody
wow.
great.
And they're big and they blow your mind. But now I'm an Avo snob. So if you go to the supermarket and you get one or you get sent one in the food box type situation,
Yeah.
Nah.
they're pathetic.
No, I know. And I now realize that because I've only ever had grocery shop
Yeah.
avocados. Now I've had yours and I just
That's
can't go back.
It sucks when you're at the supermarket picking avos and you've got a whole tray in front of you and you know that they're all hard, and then you see one that you know will be soft, but you don't even bother looking at it because you know it's been fingered to death.
Yeah, oh,
And you pick it up and it's just all smushed. You're like, that's why it's still there, because it's been bloody blasted.
What a way to go.
Yeah.
Fingered to death. Avocado chat. Do they have avos in America?
Yes.
I'm sure we got US listeners and they find that
No,
highly
they
offensive.
absolutely do. They got guacamole.
They do too.
They love
yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
But I imagine most of their avocados come from Mexico.
Mexico
Yeah, true.
and a lot of South America, actually. Yeah.
that.
But thank you very much, Ali. Have you
Yeah,
been
thank
playing any
you.
games or
Thank
just
you.
eating avos?
No, I haven't really played any games in the last 7 days. No, I've been back into full bloody work again. So I just haven't.
You did mention that the person who you do your job with has been sick for a few days, so it's been quite full on.
It has been a little bit full on, yeah. So no, I haven't done any game. I haven't gone back into Hufflepuff since last week.
Hogwarts Legacy,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. What about you, Chris?
Just,
apart from this morning when you got interrupted by the courier.
Oh yeah, that happened. Jamming Elden Ring, and I don't want to come on every week and just say I'm playing Elden Ring, but can I just say that the reason The Witcher 3, right, is one of my favorite games of all time, probably the favorite, is because there's so much stuff and it's so interwoven that you do one thing over here and it changes conversations between you and an NPC here. And it's just so like, how did they plan this all out? I can't fathom it. The same thing is happening with Elden Ring. How did they make the world so big? How do they fit so many weapons? How do they do this? How do they do this? How did they map it all out? I can't fathom it. That's why it's also up there as my favorite game of all time.
Fair enough.
It's amazing. It just blows my mind every time I play it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Hard though.
I'll play it. I'll play it this week and let you know.
Guy.
Okay.
Please don't. I know you won't.
Hey, thanks for tuning in for another episode of the Extremely Casual Gamers podcast. You can message us on Instagram, Extremely Casual Gamers Podcast, or you can join our group ECG4 ECG on Facebook. And otherwise, we will catch you next week. We've also got a DLC coming out on Monday.
DLC on Monday.
Yeah.
We'll see you there.
See you then. Bye.